you got to listen to a few people to actually wake up a little bit, right? You can't just go by what you think, because usually what you think can be changed just a little bit if you listen to other people, because some people will wake you up. Well, one of those people that woke me up today was Uber Jeep Arizona. Just in one little statement he made in his life. Just one little statement. Something I thought about some time ago, but I let go of it because I got so involved with this inner fighting. I'm human. I do that. I can get involved with the inner fighting. I'm usually a part of it. I usually have something to say, right? Watching all these guys giggle like little school kids in their lives, you know, that's what they do. They laugh at us in their little high school lives, is what I used to. Under the bleachers, smoking a cigarette, sneaking a smoke in the bathroom, trying not to get caught. And then they laugh. We got away with it. Well, as a reference point, this really doesn't need to be a big reference point because I'm talking to this community, so new people will be like, this has fuck it, pass. So let's not worry about them. Let's worry about us for a minute. I'm not teaching anybody anything, but I am going to share something with you that Uber Jeep Arizona reminded me of inadvertently. You know how we went through this whole Glitchgate thing? And they wouldn't acknowledge us about talking about it, but it got so pressed on them to do so that when they finally did, they came out and like, I'm sorry. I did. Yeah, but so what? That's always the answer from somebody that just got busted. So what? Who cares? It's like, well, you did until we got so loud you had no other choice but to acknowledge it. We just forced it out of you. So yeah, you might be a little, whatever the fuck it is you're doing now. I don't know, moving on, losing monetization. Nugs is doing whatever he's going to do next. That blows my mind that they're even doing that. I mean, why? Why are they telling us that they got demonetized or that they got, I don't even know what that's called anymore. They got removed from the platform, deactivated. There's some noise in the background, so I don't know what that is. I think I got big rats. The thing is this, is that what we've done is we've forgotten something, and that is that we are living in a world full of hypocrites. Flat out fucking hypocrites. And those hypocrites are now the ones that are still going on about how fucked up and jacked up DoorDash is. Or even Uber Eats for that matter. Or Instacart. Any of those. They just go on and on about how jacked up it is. First they'll say it's no big deal. It's an easy platform to use. No problem. But then when you watch their lives, they're talking about, well, this is really the problem. I ain't doing that. I'm not taking that order. I'm not taking this order. Or I lost money. I got screwed. They stole from me. Things like that. I'm like, whoa, slow your boat, bro. You're going to complain about DoorDash like we complained about you because you lied to us. Now you're complaining about DoorDash for lying to you. DoorDash lied to you and stole it from you. Or DoorDash itself is a joke to you. And that's what we've been saying about the Glitchgate scandal, the people that were involved with it. And now they're laughing at us. The Glitchgate scandal crew are laughing at us. Isn't that ironic? Now, wait a minute. Do you think DoorDash is laughing at the people at Glitchgate? Yeah, I said at Glitchgate, because those people are saying that they had all these connections with DoorDash employees. Or Tony. That was a fresh one right there. They're saying all these things about being in cahoots with DoorDash, that they know people and they got special interest in DoorDash and people contact them and talk to them and they have special conversations. Well, doesn't that mean they've been lied to? Because they're still complaining about DoorDash to this day. They're still complaining about being stolen from. The order still sucked for them. Whether or not they used the glitch or not, they're still getting screwed, right? So why are they fucking laughing at us after they screwed us? the Glitchgate crew. They screwed us, right? For a long fucking period of time. Time and money. And then they're still going to complain about DoorDash? The ones that's doing the same thing to them that they did to us. Well, that's kind of ironic, isn't it? The double standard, in my opinion, is a little bit more than I can handle right now. And if nobody else sees that, that's fine. That's why I'm making this video. Maybe you'll see it now. It's as if they want us to forget what they did. Well, there's no forgetting what they did. But now their lives are changing, ours aren't. We found new room to grow. We found new things to talk about. They're still talking about how much we're lame and DoorDash is a scam. I think that's the one thing everybody's trying to agree on is the scam part of DoorDash. But they loved it when they were the only ones that knew about the glitch. They loved it then. They were laughing at us secretly. Now they're laughing at us in public, even knowing they said, you don't have any proof. I didn't use it. You don't have any proof. He didn't use it. You don't have any proof. It's not a big deal. Months later, after we brought it up, yeah, I used it, so what? Yeah, it worked, so what? Yeah, we knew about it 2 years ago, so what? Don't you love the way that liars, manipulators, and scammers, when they get busted, they always say, so what? It's like, yeah, no, there's a what here. It's not a so, but there's definitely a what. And the what is, we pointed out the biggest pack of liars. The hypocrites, man. I mean, oh my God. Have you ever seen anything like this? In my time on YouTube, I've seen something close to this, but not quite this bad. To where the very people that have been bullying you, trolling you, laughing at you, making one mocked up video after another, they create one sock account after another. When you fucking point out their bullshit and put it in the spotlight, that's when they do what they do. It's like turning on a fucking light and watching the cockroaches go nuts. I've been through this. That's why this is not news to me. But what is a high point of this for me is that we never used to say, well, wait a minute. If I'm going to say that that group is stupid and we're going to laugh at them and say they have no attention, no supporters, none of that stuff, if we're going to say that, should we not consider the fact that we've been saying the same thing about DoorDash? Or the apps that we work for, the ones that have been screwing us over and lying to us and stealing from us and wasting our time? The very thing that they're saying now? The things that they have all the answers about but still haven't figured out with all the answers they got, they're still having problems with the apps, with the platforms. See, here's the difference. The people that I know in this community that are 100 real, we're not still talking about what those guys are doing right. We're still talking about what those guys did wrong because they played us. And in no way, shape, or form are we laughing at anybody that got screwed over. But yet, the Glitchgate crew are yelling at us because we got screwed over. I hope this is starting to find you well. We're getting laughed at because we got screwed over. I mean, what? Honestly, I mean, how many walks of life do we have here? How many different races? How many different walks of life? Languages, colors, creeds. How many different backgrounds, religions do we have in this community? It's a staggering number, isn't it? The differences that we all share. But do you find it ironic that those are the things that well, even sexuality for that matter, but those are the things that they point out as a weakness on us because we pointed out the fact that they lied? So I wonder if DoorDash itself, the platform, would like to point out the fact that the Glitchgate crew could also be labeled as all these things that they labeled the bottom feeders to be. You know what I mean? Because we are in fact the ones that got hit first. We know more about this than Glitchgate crew because we experienced it firsthand. They hit it, we found it, we forced them to pop it out of their mouths, and when they did, they started making fun of us. I thought, what are you making fun of? Which part of me is funny to you? What the fuck about me is funny to you? Am I a fucking comedian to you? What the fuck makes me funny? How in the fuck am I funny? What the fuck did I say that was funny? How in the fuck are you finding something funny with the fact that you screwed a lot of people out of a lot of money and time and belief, which is immoral, by the way? How in the fuck do you find that funny? You're gonna pick on a man's channel? He doesn't have enough subscribers, views, he's got no credibility? That's one thing you guys do not get to talk about anymore is credibility, by the way. Know that. Let that motherfucker hit the floor running. You do not get to talk about credibility anymore. Everything that you say now will be considered a lie until you are proven innocent. Because you were once accused of something and we found you guilty, so your credibility is gone. You don't have that now. The Glitchgate scandal people, that group, they don't have it now. It's gone. It's been gone. It's going to stay gone. You can rebuild it, but you're sure not on the fucking path of doing that now, are you? Are you going to show everybody how to fucking do a glitch like some of us did here? There were some people in this community that did that. They showed you how to do the glitch. They were trying to share it with you. Because the one thing that they were saying was the truth to fucking all. If everybody's a top dasher, nobody's a top dasher. If it don't work for everybody, it shouldn't work for anybody. I agree with that statement 100%. I used to have that problem with my W-2. It's like, no, special rules should not apply. That's what pisses people off, gets them angry. And the people that get pissed off and angry about getting screwed over are usually the ones that end up being right in the long run. They get hurt first. And we did. We got hurt first. After we got ignored, we were no longer ignored. And now it's still going. There is a problem. There is. There's always going to be a problem when you do something like this. Somebody wants to take credit for it. Somebody wants the biggest voice in the room. We got to start saying, well, who's the voice of this community? Well, who's got the most views? Who's got the most subs? Who's got the most likes? Who's got the most comments? I'm sorry, guys. I've said this before. I got to say it again. That's fine. It's a video. It doesn't cost me a thing to make this. I got all fucking day to make free videos for you. But what the fuck does that have to do with what's going on? Who has what traffic? You say, because I happen to know a couple people here. I do, I know them. I watch their videos. And they are struggling to get traction in traffic. I mean, struggling bad. I mean, they're under 10 views. But my God, they're the most honest people, some of the most honest people I've seen here, talking about this. And they're not getting heard. They're not getting heard. Does that make them wrong? Does it make them wrong? Or does a guy that has more subs than you make him right by default because he's got more subs, likes, views? He has friends in a better clique according to him. So let me ask you this. What about your clique? Has anybody in your clique lied to anybody? Has anybody in your clique ever lied to you? Has anybody in your clique ever did anything outstanding for this community otherwise than you have? Have they changed anything? You say you were just going to laugh and talk about fishing and hunting and cars and what's going on in your community where you actually live. Well, that's great. But that sure does not fall the fuck under any category of this has anything to do with what's going on in the community. It's what I call a diversion. And diversions are very funny things. Diversions usually come in pieces, so you can't just dissect them all at once. You have to kind of pick them up as you watch along and say, well, there's definitely something going on here. We're talking about this, now we're talking about that, now we're talking about this, now we're talking about that. What the fuck, if anything, is this guy talking about? It's called a diversion. It's meant to confuse you. That's the point. Glitchgate was such a success that the people that pulled it off are still succeeding. Actually, they're succeeding more than they ever have before. More than they probably thought possible. The ones that brought it up, the ones that did critiques on other channels, all these people that had a lot to say about something that bothered them. But now we have some inner fighting, which is to be expected. I'm not gonna lie. It's sad. Not sad in a crybaby way, but it is sad because these people were once great friends. And I heard another channel talk about that. They don't even know. I'm not going to talk about channels right now. But that channel was in a live talking about, yeah, they're falling apart. And I can't argue with that. This community's got cracks in it. Our porcelain has cracked in this community. The one that brought up Glitchgate. We as a fucking entity. We are falling apart. And let me explain to you why I say that when I say we. Because we're not quite as united as we once were. We got a few people in here kind of slapping each other around a little bit. We're talking about bots and views and pay-per-clicks and fucking all kinds of shenanigans and shit. And I'm like, oh my God. See, now we're just as bad as them guys, because if we keep doing that, we're just falling apart in front of their eyes. You think they were laughing at us before? Wait till this picks up some speed. I suggest you pull your fucking reins back in on that. And don't make that shit public. Talk to them in person. Get this shit figured out. I made a video about 4 videos ago about this. Nobody wanted to respond to it. That's fine. Can't make them do anything, but I would have suggested it some time ago. Because it's not about who your friends are. It's not about your subs or likes or anything. What's important is what that video said. And if one person picks up on it, that is real, you just won. But if 300, 400, 10,000 people pick up on it and they have nothing to say or they don't agree with you, then what have you accomplished? I don't give a fuck if you got 10,000 views. I really don't. That's not the point. Look at Nuds. Look at Pedro. They're both in the tens of thousands of views across the board. And I don't like what either one of them have to say. Let that sink in. I really don't give a fuck about how many views you got. I don't care. I care about what you believe, and that takes time. Because anybody can say anything at any given time. Are they going to continue that path, or are they going to keep on switching it up to make people happy in different areas of YouTube? You got to watch out for that. Because you could actually be following somebody that's going to keep on running into bridge abutments. And when they hit it, you're going to run right into them. Because you're following them too closely. Just because you agree with somebody doesn't make them right. Just because they got more likes, subs, views, doesn't make them right. You gotta watch them for the long term. Where have they been and where are they going? Even if you like where they're at right now, that should be enough, but it's not. Because I've watched too many people say that they loved me and adored me and want to give me a man hug. I find them on other channels saying just the opposite. Just the opposite. And then it turns out that the whole thing was a setup from months ago. Be very careful. With that, don't even suggest to yourself that it matters what anybody's traffic is. I guarantee you I can tell you why. I was getting 10 views a video when I first started in this community. 10 views a video. And all you fact checkers can go look it up on Social Blade or whatever. My shit's organic as fuck. I guarantee you that. It might not stay that way now. They're probably going to start popping off those 200 for 500 views, or those $2 for 500 views now. That's fine. I'm not running AdSense. You can't ruin me. There's nothing here to destroy. I'm like Jeff Thomas's book. It's free. You either listen to it or you don't. You either agree with it or you don't. Nobody's going to hold anything against you. Not everything is for everybody. We all have our own different flavor. But when you find a few people that you can tell actually get it, and the one you're listening to actually gets it, whatever it is you're talking about, that subject there, that's what I go with. I ain't got time to sit here and try to decipher who's trying to fuck me. There's a lot of people trying to fuck me, so I don't give a fuck about that. I'm not getting cyber pregnant. I've been fucked. My ovaries are gone, man. You're not getting me pregnant. There's no fucking way in this world I'm ever going to give a fuck about enough of anything that has to do with trolling on here to change my fucking mind one way or the other on how I feel. You can comment your fucking nutsack off and tell me what this, that, and the other, and dirty, blah, blah, blah. Whatever. Those are all derailments. They are meant to distract you from what you made a good point at some point. That's the only reason you're getting trolled. When you make a good point, you get trolled. It's when you make a bad point, nobody watches. When you make no sense, nobody watches. When you're not on a roll, people are embarrassed to watch it. But when you are right, you will get trolled. Other communities will come together as clam units. They will open up that clamshell, that slimy fucking place that they live in, and they will fucking attack you. Well, I guess they thought that we were all fucking just some newbies on the block. Some of us might be. That's fine. I get that. But those newbies that are on the block are surrounded by people that do have their back. So, you know, maybe enough with the shenanigans for a while. You say you're real. You say you keep it real. You say you know something that we don't know. Well, how about this? How about a little camaraderie between people instead of all this fucking inner fighting that you complain about and you make fun of? Have we not had enough of that? Or is that going to be the new thing? Because I can jump into that. I'll inner fight with anybody. I don't give a fuck who it is. And I'll sure to fuck tear somebody up from another community. They get in my ass, I'm going to... No. There ain't no getting in my ass. You get in my ass, I'm not bringing a fucking knife to a gunfight. I'm bringing a gun to a fucking paper, scissors, rocks fight. Because that's what the fuck these guys got right now. Rock, paper, scissors. Rock, paper, scissors. No, that's what I do. As some people have said, it's like a torpedo, I guess is what the thing is. Sure, let's go with that. I ain't got no issue with it. Kind of makes sense. It's not what it was intended to be, Torp. It's actually a family name, by the way. Torpedo. It's a family name. Goes all the way back to the old country. So, with all that said, I want you guys to know something. Do not tell me that a bunch of guys that are making fun of us and mocking us and hating on us and trolling us, telling us how wrong we are because we called them out for actually lying, actually scamming, actually having no credibility. How are we going to be wrong when they're the ones that are saying the same thing about DoorDash, the ones that they're saying did the same thing to them? They're going to complain about that, but they ain't going to complain about us calling them out for doing the same thing. You may have to listen to that back. Now, I can only explain it so many ways. But I guarantee you damn this. I see it clear as a fucking bell. I do. I see it so goddamn clear. My nipples are getting hard. And I mean that. My nipples are actually getting hard. It took me a minute to figure out what I wanted to say. My next move is unknown. I've been called unpredictable. I've been called all kinds of fucking things, and they're all probably right. At some point, a human being does the most stupidest fucking things on the planet, but if they cannot fucking call it out and say, yeah, I fucked up. Ain't no big deal. You fucked up too. You fucked up a lot in life, didn't you? Quit calling me out for fucking up. You fuck up. You fucked up. You've apologized in your life. You've done stupid shit. You've done things that you don't even want to talk about. Don't fucking call me out on that shit. No, sir. Do not call a motherfucker like me out. When I've done more wrong shit in my life than I could keep up with, motherfucker, don't tell me you ain't fucked up. You ain't fucked up? Well, right off the bat, we don't need your secrets. We got Glitchgate. That's where your first fuck up was that we know about. The rest of them are falling into place like fucking dominoes. I don't know that the people that were participants in Glitchgate that lied to us, I don't know if they get the honor or the opportunity to say anything bad about DoorDash. Why would they give a fuck if DoorDash sucked or not? Why would the fuck if they give a care about a bad order when their comments are still running today? What are their comments saying today? Glitch it. Who gives a fuck? So they ain't got nothing to complain about, do they? They ain't got nothing to because they're still cheating the system, or they're still manipulating the system, or they're still being slaves to the app. What I mean by slaves to the app is they know they can't do the job 100 real, so they're going to cheat. Slaves to the app. You do what you got to do. You do what you got to do to survive. That was my point on slaves to the app. That was my point on Slaves to Dieppe. You got to do what you got to do to survive. Well, they ain't surviving anymore. Now they just bad employees, bad attitudes, bad suggestions, bad ideas, and bad circles of trust. One of them falls off almost every week, don't it? Well, we're starting to look that way too here, guys. Check the walls. The porcelain is cracking here a little bit. It's up to you guys to fix that. That's not what I'm here for, but I hate to see it happen. Had a lot of smart guys in here. And when you guys fucking do shit back and forth to each other, even lightly, that shit is not going to sustain any type of community that we all built together. It's not going to sustain itself. But it's up to you guys. I got nothing to do with it. I just speak on what I see. I'm proud of this community. I'm proud of what I did. I'm proud of all of it. I'm not too sure how proud I am right now about the aftermath, but hey, at least we pulled off something really good. It went everywhere, Glitchgate, and you guys should give yourself a pat on the back for that and each other. It took us all to get that done. It wasn't just one person, so I'm over this. Who's got the voice of the community? Who's the bigger voice? Who's most entertaining? I'm like, oh my God, please stop with that. Who's got the most subs? Who's got the most views? Please stop with that. Please, please, please stop with that. I know where that road goes, and it goes right off into the fucking woods, and then you just hit a tree. Trust me, there's no good ending to that. You might think that there is, but now at that point it's just a pissing contest. That is not going to serve your audience well. At first you'll think it does. Long term, no. It's not going to serve your audience. Notice I said your audience. It's not going to serve them well. They're going to get tired of hearing about who's better than who. Trust me. Trust me. Who's better than who isn't going to matter. It's how much time they wasted in your story on their life, and now your life is more about something that they don't care about. Who's more popular? Had nothing to do with the story, did it? That's a problem. Think about it. Let it sink in. If not, tear it up. Make YouTube a new place where the only thing that matters is popularity, not the fucking point. Not the fucking message. Just the popularity. I wouldn't advise that. Torp out.